Meet the WZ-112-2, a Chinese heavy tank. It combines the best features of the IS-3 with an innovative frontal armor shape. The IS-3 pike nose is great at making shells bounce, but the IS-3 can't side scrape. Should you turn the hull, the shell-proof frontal armor will lose its main advantage. The shape of the WZ-112-2 glacis plate is more simple. It's just good old and trusty sloped armor, but look at its thickness, 140 millimeters. It's still great at shrugging off shells. And that's what happens when you side scrape. It doesn't become weaker at all. The effective armor value increases, making the tank even tougher. That's one example of the simpler, the better. The WZ-112-2 possesses a thick front, which allows for side scraping at any skill level. But that's not all. Look at these sides, 100 millimeter thick steel plates. Now you have something to block enemy rounds. Besides side scraping, you can reverse side scrape too. Some may ask, what about the turret? Because if the turret is easily penetrated, even the perfect hull can't help you much. Well, let the numbers speak for themselves. 195 millimeters of frontal armor, 120 millimeters at the sides, 100 millimeters at the rear. Also, look at the turret shape and draw your own conclusions. The
Tony as always.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to stream tournaments. And surprise for you, we are going to have our commentator Rolling Swarm today with us. Rolling, you are with us. Hi.
Hey guys, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your readiness to comment our stream. So today we are going to have a tournament with two strongest team on European soil, and is Eros team with Raid. Raid, the team that won our Blitz Twister Cup 2018. You all know this team very well, and we also had interview with the captain of Raid team, with Drizzle. Hello to Drizzle. And now we're going to see the show match of Eros team with Raid. And Rolling, as I know, you are the part of Eros team, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I've been with the group of guys, Voopsy, RG.
What's your bet? Who's going to win today?
Yes, that was my question.
It's a good question. I think the crowd favorites are Eros. They're very active at the moment. They're training very, very hard. We haven't really seen a lot of Raid. Maybe they're doing things behind the scenes. You also have to remember that during the online finals on the EU server, Legion Big Game, which is pretty much the Eros team that we're seeing today, a few substitutions, they actually finished higher from the 2 round robin series above Raid. So if I had to bet, I would bet on Eros.
Okay.
But I don't think it'll be close.
Your bets are taken. And I wish good luck to Eros team. Such a kind of new team for me. And I wish good luck to them, to your team. And I wish also good luck to Raid. Because Raid did really great job during the Blitz Twister Cup, and they won it. What do you think about Grill during the Blitz Twister Cup? That nice moment that Raid created with Grill.
Maybe we can drive a couple of battles during the talk, since we have some time before battle start.
Yeah, you can invite to Platoon.
Yeah, I'm going to send you an invite.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll accept that.
And now we're going to see Rolling Swarm versus Wargaming.
It's not versus,
well,
it's
working
together
with Wargaming, working with
Oh,
gaming.
okay, yeah, sure. My bad.
So
Sorry.
I'd like to drive
see.
Chrysler. I have it a couple of days on my
Tier 8.
account. Yeah, I'd like to try it more.
Okay, let me find a suitably. I'll take the Chieftain.
Wow,
Which is the tank that.
Oh,
There we go.
That's a lot of DPM.
Nice choice. And you're already in the battle? No, just
Not
waiting.
yet.
Yeah, in the queue. Okay, Rolling, I'm interested in your expectations during our show matches, our friend tournaments. So, any tactics, any special strategies, maybe some hints?
Yeah, what are you expecting besides the winning of Eros team?
The usual. Well, I think from Eros, one of the things that a lot of people may not realize, I said it before, they have, because they have a lot of tacticians, they can be very different. It's the person who's devising the strategy, is calling the plays, which really dictates how a team plays. And in Eros, they have 3 or 4 people who can be developing the strategies, and they can have different people calling.
It's very important for us. It's very pleasant. And meanwhile, I can give some personal hellos. Oops. Please write in the chat where are you from and whom are you rooting for. It's very interesting to know. So, Tony, how are you doing the battle?
I'm trying to defeat those AT-15, and I'm very afraid of those insane rate of fire, but I'm doing not bad.
You need some help.
I'm still alive, at least.
Rolling is helping.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, we're
done.
Good.
Great. Rolling, okay. What's your favorite map?
My favorite map?
Yep.
I like Canyon. I think that it's such a unique play style, having to control the middle of the map. It's for me, it's a very interesting approach. Oh, it's just me and Darth Antonius left now.
Oh yeah,
this is not difficult at all.
You still have chance, guys. Don't give up.
I just want to get more damage.
You can do it. How do you like Chrysler?
Actually, it's very interesting. It looks so big and it has some decent armor, but it still can move.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't expect such maneuverability from such a big and armored tank. Oh, I think Rolling is gone.
Rolling is done, yeah.
I went down swinging. I managed to get one of them, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to...
Just one more
I
shot.
hope that Eros won't be done as fast as you guys. Okay, 3 minutes is enough for you.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. So, guys, please post your comments. Whom are you rooting for during these matches? It's very interesting to know. Post the name of the team. I remind you that today we have our ERAS team and our RAID team. And very soon we're going to start our matches, just in 90 minutes. And you have time to play maybe...
fights on this map.
Yes.
So you have to be constantly checking the mini-map and be really aware about what the enemy is doing, not just what the enemy in front of you is doing, but what the whole enemy team is doing.
So are we going to play middle?
Yeah, I like to go up to this spot here, just west of the cap. And here you can flex quite effectively. So you can see when an enemy is coming. And then you can also, if the enemy is going down to the beach, you can get there. If the enemy is if they're flanking off to the side, you can get there too. So this leaves the options open for you here. And also means you get lots of, you get more points for spotting assists as well.
Meanwhile, I see that some guys write comments that they have some lags. Guys, if you have some lags during your YouTube stream, please just try to reload the page, or maybe in the settings you can just choose
lower the quality.
Choose lower quality, yeah, and everything should be okay. At least from our side, we know that everything is technically good. I hope so. And we are starting in 7 minutes. I see comments when the real game is starting. So.
CDC is so aggressive.
Oh, aggressive gameplay.
Yep, I'm going to help you. Things.
Okay, we are going to help
like this.
Rolling and CDC. Meanwhile, 1-1-1, and
I'll get. Okay,
yep.
Like
Great
this.
job.
Let me cover you.
Woo.
Whoa! I failed to penetrate light tank. That's disturbing. Like this.
Don't worry. Everything should be okay. Guys, if you have some lags again with YouTube, please reload your page and choose the lower quality of the video. That should help you a lot. And we'll start our tournaments in 6 minutes. Our Tony is going to fly with the camera, so you can see all the interesting moments during the stream, and Rolling is going to comment these hot battles. Rolling, how long are you commenting? You're a professional commentator, and how long do you take?
I started in August last year. I hadn't done any kind of content creation on YouTube or for Wargaming before. I'm on a community tournament. Oh dear.
Whoop. I'm on my own
To
again.
answer questions and engage at the same time. No, so I started in August. I was running a community, or helping a couple of players in the EU server run a community tournament. And then some of the community contributors helped me get in touch with Wargaming, and then I kind of got involved in the Twister Cup 2018.
So 5 minutes later, we are waiting for the invitation to Tony.
Yep.
Yeah, you have the invitation. Great,
I'm
nice.
in.
Thank you to our cybersport team that everything is okay. And now we see two teams are getting ready for our show match, our friend tournament. What about the setup?
I think it's too early to talk about it. It's 4 minutes left. Yeah,
maybe some expectations again from
like
you,
this.
Rolling.
We can do like this.
From me, I kind of want to see Raid try and do the grill push
You
from
don't
the
want,
south spawn.
or you want?
I do. I want to see them try.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to work because when we were watching the finals, you could hear Bushka and Skate. You know, they were expecting the enemy to realize that the raid tanks weren't where they should be, and to think, okay, no, they're doing something tricky in the backfield, like boosting a grill up. And I think if Raid try that, Eros will realize very, very quickly.
So hello to Raid. I was with this team during our Blitz Twister Cup, kind of offline communication with them. Nice guys, nice to know them. And also I want to see Eros in my real life, maybe on our future offline tournaments. I hope so.
And Alexandra, what's your bet? Who's going to win?
I cannot bet here because I watched the video where Eros played with Raid. I found the video on YouTube. I don't know how. And actually Eros won that match. So it's a kind of interesting situation. But
we're going to see. Anyway.
My heart is in Raid, but I'm sorry, Rodlin.
Okay.
No, it's
but
okay.
Rolling
You can
is
support
for
Raid.
yeah, but Rolling is for Eros. Now we have
So it's
1-1.
good. We have a nice balance. Yeah, we
Yes.
have a good balance.
Good
Yeah.
balance. And what about you, Tony?
I need to remain somewhere between to keep the balance, I think.
Okay, nice. So 2 minutes left, and we're going to see that hot, brilliant matches: Eros versus Raid. So who is going to win these tournaments? Who is going to be the star? Actually,
I think, and now we can start discussing the setups.
if you want, feel free.
Okay, so what we'll probably see from both teams, and what's quite typical of WoT Despair, is having one TD playing in the backfield to begin with. So sticking near the spawns or kind of in the immediate grid cells around there. And it looks like Eros will be taking a grill. I would probably expect Raid to be using, it looks like they're taking an E3, maybe they'll take a 268. One mouse tank, if we see it, will be a defensive move. If you see 2 or more mouse tanks, you can be fairly confident that they're going to be used more aggressively. It looks like Eros, they've got a good balance. We're seeing the WZ113, it's very, very fast. And it makes me kind of think, looking at Eros' lineup, that they're going to be going out towards the A cap and controlling the B area. And then looking at Raid's lineup with the double E3, and this also another core of 113s, that they're going to be playing more inside the city. But we'll have to see, of course.
Okay, so
Sounds pretty realistic, I'd say.
a few seconds left, and we are starting. Okay, we would like to ask our team to show our players the game, and yes, Rolling, comment please.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, we're going in. It is Eros versus Raid show match on the European server. I'm getting my free cam, or at least I'm trying to get my free cam nice and elevated here. We've got a good view out over, and it is Raid, blue team, south spawn, Eros, red team, north spawn. And we were saying we're anticipating Eros to push aggressively towards A, and it looks like that's what they're doing later in the T62 Alpha. However, we're seeing Raid doing the same. I was expecting them to go towards C, but actually Raid are making a very aggressive push. They're using all 3 WZ113s. You've got Finn Blue, Blaster, Django. They're pushing out. They're getting behind the A cap, and they've got great field control over the map now. Although RG getting a shot in, not connecting, Shock as well, and missing Django. So early on, we can see that Raid have been very aggressive. They pushed up. They've got a lot of map control. We've got Drizzle, Messi, JP stacked over B, and there you can see Drizzle's going to start taking some damage. It's going to be Karolek and Foxy pushing into Drizzle on the B cap. Aeros need to make sure the B cap doesn't get taken by Raid, but Aeros playing quite sneaky. It looks like Voops is going to come in behind Drizzle in his mouse, and Niku in the 113 is coming all the way through Raid's spawn as well. And in terms of hit points, Raid are trading much more effectively. Pay attention to the numbers at the top. They've gone a gun up now. Messi is taking down Karolek. There's a 2,000 hit point advantage now in the favor of Raid. It's looking very promising indeed for Raid at the moment. However, Aeros have managed to cap C. They do have the cap lead, but they are behind significantly on hit points. And Veta has just taken a huge hit crossing there. Bounced is one from Messi. But Raid are in, Aeros are in trouble. Raid have got a lot of very healthy tanks to play with, and I would be expecting Raid to take this one. RG, he's caught out, Veta's caught out, and at this point, it really is Raid's game to lose because they have such a strong advantage, almost double the hit points over Aeros. Voopsy is getting pushed on. He doesn't really have support. Sick and Fimblu are pushing in on Nico. Foxy and Shock won't be able to come in time to save Voopsy, and they're getting pincered by Django. And this one is definitely in the bag for Raid, and you can see they've done such a great job of maintaining the hit point pool. Drizzle went down early on, but Raid have kept the rest of the guns in the fight, and now it's just Foxy, last man standing for Aeros, and he is going to be going down any minute now. Probably JP to finish off. No, it's Blaster at the final kill. So very dominant performance there by Raid.
Aeros is done. Okay. 1 point goes to Raid. Great job. Can we see the results of the battle? Yep. So, nice setup. And Raid did great job.
Yeah, it says it was confident.
Yes, and very, very aggressive. Yeah.
It was, and it wasn't what I was expecting, I have to say, from both teams.
So, the next tournament is going to start very, very soon. Just a few minutes. 1 minute left, and we'll see that our Everest team is changing the tanks, changing vehicles. So we're going to see nice setup, nice new setup, maybe some new tactics. Everest team, please don't give up. That was great job, nice battle. I enjoyed watching it. It was very interesting and unexpected.
And it was only the first one, so it's plenty of time and opportunity to, change the tide. So we'll see.
And by the way, we have 2 really strong teams, 2 professional teams. Great job. I'll learn some new tactics from your battles. Okay, so 40 seconds left and we're going to start next match. Meanwhile, we have 1 point with Raid team, but we're going to have more matches and more maps. So,
as far as I can see, Aeros team is going to play 1 medium tank.
Oh,
what do you think
only
about
one
it
medium tank?
Yes. So
well, I think it's if you look at Aeros, it's quite a typical lineup. They've got a good balance of tanks. They've got a medium, they've got 2 TDs, a good core of heavies, the Russian IS-4. Raid are taking a very atypical, is not a normal lineup, 3 E3s backed up by 3 WZ113s and an IS-4. This is not something that you see every day, so we could be in for a very special treat, a very special maneuver by Raid on this match.
That's why we call this show match. Okay, and we are starting now. Teams, good luck.
So going in, there's surprisingly, Aeros have a slight hit point advantage. But they have got, I think one of the main things to note here is that Aeros have got much more mobility. Raid with the 3 E3s, though, have got a tremendous amount of firepower and frontal armor. And the trick for them is going to be keeping the E3s safe, making sure that they don't get isolated and flanked. And we're seeing here, this is what you'd expect from this lineup. We're seeing Django leading the charge for Raid. He's going deep into C, backed up by Fimblu and Drizzle. And he's been spotted already by Foxy. Foxy's looking to get the resets, but he hasn't delivered. And actually, I think Raid, and Drizzle connects and Foxy there. It looks like Raid will get an early lead here on C. Eros really need to get the reset, but they don't manage it. Now Django, Finblue, and Drizzle will pull back, and that is going to keep the cap points ticking over in their favor, which is exactly what Raid were looking to do. And you can see here, the E3 is a setup in kind of a defensive mesh. You've got Messi in the traditional camping bush from randoms. That's true. That's what we do there. He's backed up by Sick behind him. No one can really push on these E3s safely. And that means that the rest of the Raid players are dug in really well behind C. They don't have a lot of map control, though. So Eros have managed to cap B. They're only behind by about 1 point, well, 1 kill at the moment. So it's not a tremendous advantage. And the hit points are still pretty much neck and neck. Foxy's taking a bit of damage, but so is Finblue and Drizzle. Eros won't be able to cap A safely, or at least not at a good trade. If they try and cap A, they're going to get punished by Messi. So Eros now, what they need to do is work out a way to get into the defensive network that Raid have set up. But Raid are, if you look at Django, Drizzle, JP, like there's no way Eros can come in through C. The middle area between C and B, no man's land, no one wants to cross through there. So Eros don't really have a lot of options. Raid have got an extremely strong defensive network set up, and Eros are going to have to be very, very clever to try and get in, be disruptive, and trade effectively, because the E3s are very strong defensive tanks. You look at the position Messi's in, he is completely obscured using the soft cover. He'll be able to get 1 or 2 shots off with impunity before Eros can get stuck into him. And even when they do, Sick behind him will be able to back him up, and that will be too costly for Eros to push in. And you see here Finblue in the backfield in the 1-1-3. He can flex to support the flank with Messi or Sick. He can support the Raid to the right through the middle, or he can come in and address the C flank. There's a really strong network set up here, but we're seeing Eros flexing, and it's Vupsi, Karolek going into C, and this is the other option that Eros have. Rather than pushing in for the kill and it's a low HE roll there, what they need to do is either cap C or stop the timer long enough for the cap points of Eros to overtake. And Drizzle takes one there from Veta. And you can see Eros are slowly closing in the cap point lead that Raid have. And this could turn the tables, because if Eros can do this without losing too much HP, they don't even need to cap C. They just need to get their timer to overtake Raids. And if they can do that, and you can see that Eros are using Karolek, the strongly armored E3, to do that. And now this is going to force Raid to flex, and Raid is now doing this. We're seeing the E3s, JP, he's leading the charge, and now Raid are looking to come in and pick up a kill on Karolek, and it's a great flex by Raid, and here comes the push. It's a 5-tank push. Karolek's going down. He's 1 shot down. Finblue bounces, but Karolek is in trouble. JP, it's Raid, it's Blaster with the kill, and now it is a gun advantage to Raid. Super strong performance here. And Eros haven't rotated quick enough. Shock T62 Alpha in the backfield coming in for Messi. Niku is going to be engaging Sick. We've got 2 separate battles on the hand. We've got the battle over C. Big hit by RG into Django. Foxy's going to look to pick up Django. Oh, it's a low roll. Django's hanging on by the skin of his teeth. And there's so many low hit point tanks here from Raid. Blaster. Well, there we go. We've lost Django. Blaster and Drizzle are looking low. Eros have got a strong cap lead now, and they've got a 2-3 gun advantage. Foxy takes down Finblue. Really great move by Eros there, turning the tables, forcing Raid to come into them, but with the map control, able to trade ultra effectively, and that is a good game for Eros indeed.
Points. That was supremacy. Very, very good job. I'm surprised, really. So, 1 point goes to Eros. Great job.
And this is good, because what's happened now is on the first map they've got 1-1 apiece. So it means that no one was really dominant on this map. We're where we started, you know. Both teams have shown that they're competing at an ultra high level. So the question is, how are they going to fare on Castilla?
Yeah, that is a question that we're going to see just in 1 minute. But that was very, very inactive game. I just expected something very Fast and Furious, but
Actually, it's very hard to play Fast and Furious when you're driving E3
yeah.
or something. Yes.
but maybe who
But I'd
knows?
say the second battle was much more active, much more dynamic than the first one. I enjoyed actually watching it.
Okay, the main thing is that you enjoyed.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys in our live chat supporting our teams in our today tournament. Good luck to teams, and we are starting in 4 seconds. So new map, it's gonna be Castilla, right? Yes, and so what tactics are going to be during our Castilla battle? It's very interesting to know. We'll see.
We're going to see less heavy tanks, more light tanks, maybe more TDs. Well, certainly not 3 E3s. You've got to expect on this map. There should at least be one batchat per team, at least.
Okay, I already see one batchat in Era's team. Yes, waiter with batchat.
And the other one in raid team, so you were right.
Okay, one batchat and one batchat. Okay, we're starting now. Good luck to the teams. You can see the line here, the setup, and here we go now.
So we're looking here, Eros red team, south spawn, raid blue team, north spawn, Eros, an extremely aggressive lineup. This is something that you do not normally see. We're seeing 3 140s backed up with a Batchat 268 SDB E3. That's 4 medium tanks and a light with 2 TDs, not a single heavy tank on the field for Eros. And this is extremely aggressive. Raid also playing a very aggressive game. They've only got the IS-4. Well, actually, they've got the 2 T-22 medium tanks, which I don't think... Well, yes, they are mediums, but they might as well be heavy tanks. So Raid have got a very strong armor advantage in the T-22s, the E-50M and the IS-4. And what we're seeing here is Eros, an extremely different strategy, shall we say. We've got the 140s pushing up over C. Vater in the Batchats peaked very aggressively. He spotted up Drizzle in the IS-4, taken a bit of damage for his trouble. And Raid, it's Django in the E-50M, has managed to cap out A, and it's Messi and JP in the T-22s. Ultra aggressive play, double tapping, double teaming, Shock. Shock's going down. Eros' SCB is out of the fight in 1 minute, 10 seconds in. And that is bad news for Eros, because now they really lost map control. Because if you look at Eros, they're occupying about 25% of the map, but Foxy in the 140 takes down Drizzle. The IS-4 has been cleared, but it costs them a lot of hit points. Nico in the 268's low, Karolek is low. Raid are also pushing in with Fimblu in the Batchat 25T into B. Raid have got masterful map control here. They've got the 2 T-22s and the E-50M up on the Castilla. That's a sniper tower position. Fimblu is capped out B. He can spot the enemy. He can spot Eros as they push up the ramps here. And it's Blaster in the grill and the 268. The 2 TDs, they've got an ultra-long field of fire in, or along rather, through the Raid spawn. Nico in the 268 can't get in there. Once again, Eros are on the back foot. They're a gun. Well, they're not a gun down, but they are 2 caps down. And it's going to be very tough for them, because they're about 3,500 hit points behind. And they don't really have the armor to make an aggressive push. And I think Eros have overcommitted on the mobility front, but Foxy's doing a great job of resetting B. And potentially, if Vater can cap out C, if it's a huge if, Eros can get a defensive network set up, they could force Raid to come to them in the later stages. But Raid with the 2 T-22s, the E-50M, they've got the tanks to do an aggressive armored push. And it'll be very hard for Eros to kind of fight an Iron Fist through wherever Raid bring it. But now, if we look at, we've got 4 minutes to play. Eros will overtake Raid on the cap points. So Eros do technically, if nothing else happens, they'll win. So Raid need to focus on restoring map control, getting control of B, or taking down some of the low hit point tanks for Eros. We're looking here, Niku in the 268 would be one of the main targets they should be going for. Similarly, Foxy in the 140 here is also quite low. Vupsi is the only full hit point tank on the side of Eros, and he is going to be extremely important for them. And you can see here, WoT is actually playing quite an aggressive spotting role up here on this slope out of Eros' spawn. He's going to be keeping the lights on JP and also up on the T22s, which are playing, well, it's actually Messi in the T22, Django in the E50M, which are playing out of the Castilla. We're seeing an ultra tactical game here. And actually, Niku is in, well, the 268, Niku up by the windmill on the very middle eastern part of the map, just behind C. Although the 268's got good camouflage, he is very low. He is a one-shot for anything on the field. If he gets spotted, he's going to get picked off by Messi. Messi might even potentially be able to finish him off with a blind fire. And it looks like actually we're seeing Django in the E50M taking a couple of pop shots at where he thinks Nico should be. So we're just, Eros are now, they are a few seconds away from overtaking Raid on the cap points. And now this is, I think Raid have finally woken up. They realize they have to rotate through. And you're seeing here very healthy JP in the T22 coming in. He's going to look aggressive on B. What's going to happen potentially is Niku, he's not spotted. Soft cover used very, very well. But Raid have come in. They're getting the reset on B, or not even the reset. They're just stopping the cap. They're going to make sure that their cap points, well, the cap point lead of Eros doesn't increase too dramatically, but if they cap B, they, oh no, JP's fallen out of the circle. Oh, that's crucial. That could be make or break. RG's coming in. RG goes down, and now Raid have the advantage. And now they can play very aggressively. Karalex looking super low. This is, oh, they're hanging on by, but it's Niku's down as well. The 268 finally got spotted, and the Grill Raider in the blast field picked him up. And Messi takes down Foxy, Veta to take down Thin but it's not enough. Eros just not able to hang on to the hit points long enough there, and Raid to pick up the second victory.
Yeah, again, Supremacy. So, I can see that teams are not in a hurry. They do not rush. It's very clever and good strategy and tactical game. So, meanwhile, we have 1 point to Eros teams. It goes to Eros team, and 2 points goes to Raid. But we're going to have more matches, and we're going to have one more battle on our Castilla map, right? Yes, we are just changing the response. And
so yeah.
So 1.5 minutes left. Our player support team in our live chat on YouTube. Please don't forget to give us your likes, support your teams, support your favorite team, our stars, our future stars. So 2 strongest team, 2 great team are fighting today in our match. Thank you for coming to our match. Thank you for watching our live stream. It's very pleasant, and thank you, Rolling Stone, for commenting. It's very nice to hear your commenting. Yes, and 50 seconds left. So now we're going to see the setup.
Yeah, and this is, like you pointed out, Alex, this is such a technical game. And I think it's something the European server is infamous for, is just how patient and strategic the approach can be. And these two teams, I mean, we saw Raid in the Twister finals. It's what they do best. And I think Eros are still going very aggressive, looking at the lineup here, but they've taken a bit more armor. They're shifting away from the 140s towards the E50Ms. Raid coming in with pretty much the same lineup, although they've dropped a grill. So both teams taking a similar approach to the previous time, although the spawns have been swapped. And this map, Castilla, it's very different. The spawns open up a lot of different possibilities. It's one of, at least in my opinion, one of the least symmetrical maps on World of Tanks Blitz.
Very interesting. And now we're going to start our next match. It's our 4th battle, right?
Yes, this is 4th battle. Raid leading Eros 2-1. Eros red team north spawn. Raid blue team south spawn. Eros again bringing an aggressive mobile lineup to the field. Raid playing their cards a bit closer to their chest. There's a triple WZ113 lineup, Blaster, Django, Messi, and Raid moving in unison early on. All 7 blue tanks flexing around towards the C cap. And what we're going to see here is WoT in the IS-4. He is going to get isolated, rushed, and focused very early on. And actually, potentially not. But actually, yes. Looking at this, they've all been spotted. They've been spotted. And actually, JP, interestingly, he came up first and early. Not spotted, and he's still capping C, and that is I like that. That's a really nice move, and it's sick in the 268. He's going to snipe on the backfield. JP, this is really beautiful choreography here. He's flexing background through the spawn towards A. The heavy tanks barreled in towards Voopsy. Voopsy, if he does not have fire support, is in trouble. He could get rushed and isolated. There's 3 blue tanks, 3 raid tanks there, potentially that can push him. Although Voopsy does have the support of Shock in the E50M. Messi and Fimblu in the IS-4 playing the ramp left of B. Messi in the WZ113 playing the ramp right of B. It's a good opening move by Raid. I think they should have been more aggressive on Voopsy, but what do I know? But let's see here. And JP in the Batchat 25T, he's not flexed background through the spawn. He's actually staying here in the corner of the raid spawn. He's got a wonderful view line there down towards Nico. Nico is going to be looking to get spots in on Fimblu. Foxy in the M48 pattern playing off the Castilla. Vater in the 113. And if we actually have a look here, Eros' formation here, they've got good map control. I keep saying it, but this is one of the maps where map control is super important. Nico in the 140 has got the speed and mobility to get out of dodge if he gets pushed on. He's also got a good view range. Foxy in the M48 patterns in a brilliant position to provide overwatch fire from the tower area. You've also got Voopsy and Shock. They're no longer in danger of being rushed, but they're still relatively isolated. There's RG in the Grill 15 in the back corner, could potentially support them, but that might not be enough gun. Vater and Karolek, Vater in the WZ113, Karolek in the E50M. They're controlling the middle towards B, but again, they're slightly isolated. So Raid have got a more cohesive formation. They're in a much better position to resist a rush, and Eros are the ones that have to do the rushing here. So we need to see Eros make a flex. They can't stay in this defensive formation forever, much though they might want to. And you can see Drizzle, Django. It's the Raid team is very well positioned. All of the elements in their formation can help quite quickly any other element there. Eros, although they've got more map control, they're slightly more divided. We need to see a push from Eros. We've got 4 minutes left pretty much on the clock. There's not a tremendous amount of cap points difference. Eros have traded ultra effectively, though. Pay attention to the hit point bars at the top. Eros haven't taken a single point of damage. They've taken Drizzle, Fimblu, Blaster, and Messi all down by 1 or 2 shots. And this, if they can keep this momentum of damage up, will actually be very effective in the late game stages, because it means that they can push in with more confidence and they'll be able to make quite a bit of difference. These small deficits in the individual tank hit pools and the overall team hit pools do add up and are crucial, because at the moment Eros are about half a tank ahead in terms of hit points. And when it comes down to a brawl, which it almost certainly will in this instance, that can be the make or break thing. And it just goes to show how important maintaining a healthy hit point pool, not peaking, not making silly mistakes, how important that can be when you get to this level of clan wars. And we need to pay attention to. And there we go. JP in the back chat again, taking more damage. Eros, methodical. They have now got effectively almost whole tank's hit points worth of lead in terms of the hit point pools. But they're still behind. They still have to do something. There has to come a push. And the longer they leave it, the harder that's going to be for them to execute effectively. And potentially we're seeing Raid taking the fight to Eros, because Niku is alone. He's getting pushed. He is in trouble. It's Fimblu and JP. Niku in the 140 is going to go down, and there's Blaster. Niku, oh dear, it's a huge misplay from Eros. They bit off more than they could chew, and Nico is going down. It's going to be, and it's JP in the back chat to pick up the kill, and that is a devastating loss for Eros. And now Foxy's coming in, and the bulk of the Eros force pushing in through B. But what we're going to see is Raid are going to flex onto Voopsy. They're probably going to loot Messi, but that's okay. They've still got the gun advantage, and the hit points now have switched back in the favor of Raid, and we've lost Messi to Karolek, so it's a gun down a piece. Hit points are so very close. Karolek's gone into C. This could be crucial. If Raid aren't able to defend C, the cap points will go over, but they do. They manage to take down Karolek. Now they've got the gun advantage. They've kept C, but Eros have capped out A and B. It's a scramble now to make sure that you can control the cap points and the hit points, because it's all about, I mean, 6 down very low, WoT's very low. Whoever gets the next kill is going to be in such a strong position, and it looks like WoT is going to be able to pick up. No, it's a low roll on Django, and Drizzle takes down WoT. Now it's 4-on-6 Raid with a 2-gun advantage, and it looks like Raid are going to pick it up. They're going to get to 1,000 points first. What a game! What a game!
What a game, really! Whew. Supremacy again. We are playing only the Supremacy today. Yeah, great job, great job. So, what did you like most, Tony?
Actually, I can't say I like it, but it was a crucial, I can't call it mistake, but object 140 that was left behind, that was left alone, and actually it was a moment when the fallout started, actually.
Never leave your friends alone in the battle.
Especially in tournaments.
Because Blitz is the team game. Yeah. I'm sorry, just I have some problems with my language today, because we just had our CIS region stream just before our European stream, and we watched our CIS best teams played with each other. It was Ace Ventura and C4 and 4-4-4-4. That is a game, the team name, and they fought against each other. It was really nice and very fast battles. So 50 seconds left, and we have 3 points in goes to Raid team and 1 point to Eros, right?
Yes,
3-1. Yeah.
I want some comeback from Eros team. We need some comeback, yes.
Exactly, we need some comeback. Otherwise, it would be the last battle.
Yeah, it's match point to Raid now. So this puts them in a very confident position, but sometimes that can undermine a team's performance, you know. They get a little bit complacent, and they start making mistakes. And Eros, they must be hoping that that's the case. But Eros are going to need to win 3 games in a row against the current world champions. Just to put that in perspective,
I believe in Eros. Let's wish good luck to our team. I hope they can do it. Yeah. So we have UMAP. It's Canal. Yep. And here we go now. Good luck to both teams.
Canal, super interesting map. One of the first 4 cap maps for Supremacy.
Yes,
Eros, red team, north spawn. Raid, blue team, south spawn. Again, Eros putting their faith in the medium tanks. We're seeing 5 mediums on the field for Eros. It really is a show match here. And the E50Ms getting a lot of loves on the clan war scene. And look at that. Oh, almost connected there, blind firing to where they know the Raid tanks would be crossing. We've seen, so Eros again, ultra mobile lineup, although WoT's in an IS4, RG's in the Grill 15, Raid are very heavily armored in comparison. They've got 3 Russian heavies, and now Vater and the E50M's in trouble. So lineup-wise, it looks like, Eros should be able to secure the D cap. The E50Ms, the 140, the T62 Alpha, they should be able to secure D, but it won't be easy for them to hold it, because JP, Finblue, Django, Sick, and Blaster can push in across, and Eros are going to have a slight mismatch here, because there's 5 blue tanks stacked up against 4 red tanks around the D area. Eros haven't actually capped D. RG in the Grill 15 in the backfield's largely ineffective. Vater in the E50M, I said he was in trouble. He fell down into the ditch. He's got taken down by Messi and Drizzle. WoT and RG, largely ineffective. Raid have also picked up the C cap. Raid playing very effectively here. And I'm just looking now to see what the positioning is, and it's 5, a group of 5 tanks here, although Messi and Drizzle, the 2 tanks around C for Raid, could be in trouble. It looks like RG and WoT might be able to outplay them, but if Raid can lose that flank but win the area on D, that would be a good trade for them. And Karolek taking an absolute pounding. E50M slightly misangling the turret there, losing 1,200 hit points in very rapid succession. Raid have a tremendous advantage. They've got a 2-gun advantage. Hit points still neck and neck, but Raid can now push in. Look at the damage. 6 getting out in the 268, and here comes the push. The E50M, the IS4s, they're dominating the mobile lineup of Eros. Foxy and Niku are getting squeezed. They're getting pushed on now. It's 5 blue tanks Still, look at the hit points from Raid. They're doing such a good job. We've got 5, 6 tanks almost. 6 tanks below 1,000 hit points. RG and WoT, the last 2 tanks left. This is a mastery class in hit point rotation and sharing the damage and focusing down targets. WoT and RG, 3,000 hit points between 2 tanks. Raid, 7 tanks on the field, 5,000 hit points in the bank. Messi here, shielding Drizzle from damage. He's going to get support. It's going to be Django and Blaster coming in. RG is getting flushed out by the E50M. Thinblue is going to take down RG. Oh, RG beats him to the punch, but now it's a 28 HP grill. Oh dear, RG, there's nothing he can do here really.
Wow.
If RG wins this, it would be a miracle. You could put this one in the history books, but I don't think it's going to happen. It looks like Django's going to pick up the kill.
I'll print his photo, but no.
Oh no, so close.
So close, really.
But so far.
He had great chance to win that, but oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not trolling.
Look at the damage numbers though from RG.
5K.
RG and WoT.
Yeah, RG, great job. My personal
tremendous numbers. But the lineups, it was Eros, Vater in the E50M took a bad line through the ditch and got taken out very early on. And then the tanks from Eros around the decap, they didn't have the right tank composition. They were outnumbered, they were flanked, they couldn't get effective DPM in, and Raid just chipped away slowly but surely, and then effectively they could push in and dominate in the late stages of the game.
So that was the action. That was what I'm waiting for. For
that was nervous, especially the last one with the grill with 26 HP.
I still believe in him. Okay, nice job, great job. And that was the last battle, right?
Yes, it's 4.1.
4.1. Raid, you're still the best. Congratulations, guys, great job. And my personal respect to our Eros team. Great job, great professional job. And don't give up, please. Don't be upset. Because you're really good, you're great, and I see a lot of comments here in our live chat is supporting you, Eros team. Roland, you must be proud of you guys, because
these guys are professionals. Such guys don't give up. We
have more battles in so much. It was a friendship.
Of course.
Yeah. So, Roland, did you enjoy it?
I loved every second, but that's, for me, I think the esports scene
we can
it's
repeat
fantastic.
it if you want.
Yes.
But I need some more.
I would be happy. I'm going to be covering the North America game in like 6 hours time.
Wow.
So I can't
you
get enough.
You have some sleep before.
A little bit. Or some sleep or coffee.
So,
no, for me, I think it was really great. And I think a lot of people were thinking Eros, myself included, we're going to win, and it was surprising to see Raid so dominant and so competent, and they had some very interesting strategies. We saw the 3 E3s on Fort Despair. So for me, I was a fantastic show match. I couldn't have asked for more.
It's really pleasant to know that you enjoyed it. Thank you for commenting, thank you for being with us. It was really nice to hear your opinion, your professional commenting. I also see that a lot of guys give you some hello. And also thank you for commenting. Tony, how was the tournament for you? Did you enjoy it?
Actually, I wanted more battles.
Yeah,
so,
agree.
Yes, that's the only thing that I wish to change, but I think we can see it next time. Yeah, it was only the first show match, and we'll have more in future, not only show matches but professional tournaments, and I think Eros team will show us something big.
They have everything to be the winner.
This team has potential, so looking forward to spectate more tournaments with these guys. So thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for flying with camera and showing us everything, every interesting moment. Thank you again for commenting. It was a pleasure to be with you. And thank you guys for coming and watching our live stream. Please give us your likes. And thank you for coming. Kisses
See
back.
you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you guys. Bye.
Oh, we're getting